station is equipped with satellite tracking antennas that will automatically lock on to the International Space Station as it comes up over the horizon, and will continue to track right through into the loss of signal. However, I hope that with this particular pass tonight to get close to 11 minutes of coverage. The ISS at its highest point when it passes over me will be around 86 degrees, so it's almost directly above me. The expectation tonight is that we'll have a good, strong, clear signal. It may take a little while to establish that signal initially. Often after the first 10 or 20 seconds, the signal might sound a little scratchy, but once we've established that contact, the signal will eventually get better, and we're anticipating nice, good, clear contact today. Okay, back over to you, Stephen.
Great, thanks, Jane. So we're about 1 minute, 10 seconds until acquisition of signal. So before the space station comes over the horizon, just remember what we're doing. On the ISS is an experiment, so we can never tell the result, positive or negative, until the experiment is over. And students, again, don't forget to say over at the end of the question. So in a short time, the station will be coming over BK4 ISS ground station. So over to you, Shane. Good luck.
Great, thank you, Stephen. Okay, so we've got about 40 odd seconds before making acquisition of signal. So if everyone can be in their positions, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start calling a little bit early. Don't be too concerned if I don't get an immediate response. I'll just continue to call until that time if I've got a response from the astronaut. Okay, so if everyone can be in their positions and standing by, and I will start calling. Calling NA1SS, NA1SS, NA1SS. This is Victor Kilo 4 India Sierra Sierra, VK4 ISS, calling for scheduled ARISS contact. Can you receive over? Calling NA1SS, NA1SS, NA1SS. This is Victor Kilo 4 India Sierra Sierra, VK4 ISS, calling for scheduled ARISS contact. Can you receive over? Calling NA1SS, NA1SS, NA1SS. This is Victor Kilo 4 India Sierra Sierra, VK4 ISS, calling for scheduled ARISS contact. Can you receive over? Calling NA1SS, NA1SS. This is Victor Kilo 4 India Sierra Sierra, VK4 ISS, calling for scheduled ARISS contact. Can you receive over? Calling NA1SS, NA1SS. Okay, NA1SS, this is Victor Kilo 4 India Sierra Sierra. Can you receive over? Okay, NA1SS, this is Victor Kilo 4 India Sierra Sierra. Okay, can you receive me okay now, Jonny? Over.
Victor Kilo 4 ISS, I am much better now. 5 by 5. Over.
Okay, thank you, Jonny. Are you ready for the first questions? I'm assuming. Okay, students, please go ahead with the first question.
Hi, this is Michael, asking a question on behalf of Louis. What types of experiments do you do up there, and how do they affect things on Earth? Over.
Hey Michael, great question. We do a lot of different experiments, things from studying biology, physics, medicine, and even material science. All these studies help us better understand not only the science for ourselves and our own bodies, how we respond to microgravity, which in time can help us get out further into the Mars over.
Hi, this is Sam speaking. I'm very fascinated by the prospect of humans traveling to different planets. How is the research that is currently going on in the space station contributing to the advancement of technology that would allow interplanetary travel? And how could a high school student in Australia be involved in this currently or in the future? Over.
So think of the ISS as taking out your backyard and going to the moon or Mars as this great destination to the Alps. You need to learn how to prepare yourself off your environment, and that's what space does for us. That has been for living in space, how our bodies react, and how we're going to conduct operations when we're really, really far away in Mars. As a high school student, my best advice is just pursue what you're curious about. Like, always be passionate about learning, and it's going to take you places you never thought you'd have over.
Next question.
Hi, this is Isabella. What was the most unexpected thing that you experienced when going to space? Over.
The most unexpected thing was how much I loved just floating and flying in space. Never been told.
Next question.
This is Sienna. What is the biggest scientific question you are trying to answer with ISS research, and how does it help people on Earth? Over.
The biggest, most important question we're trying to answer is what we can do to optimize even living, and not just living, but also thriving in space for long periods of time. And so this includes not just physical, but mental. And understanding this is going to help us get conduct further missions out to Mars. Over.
Hi, this is Nima. What recent technological advancement have made space travel safer or easier? Over.
We have companies like SpaceX that have developed technological advancements such as automated docking, which decreases human resources and increases safety. We also have had improvements in life support systems, so we're able to reclaim most of the water. And even pretty recently, we've had technological advancements of brine processor assembly, which can even further help reclaim water from the earth.
What was one of the most coolest or interesting things that made space so much special and important? Over.
We're traveling 17,500 miles an hour, so we do an orbit around the Earth every 90 minutes. And when I look out my window, I get to see the Earth in a very, very thin atmosphere, and it's a different view every single time. This feel over.
Kisa here. Why does your hair behave the way it does in space? Over.
So he's in here, living in space, we are subject to microgravity, and so without gravity, our hair kind of does what Earth does. My hair is pretty short, so I don't need to worry about it too much, but I think I'm sure who has longer hair, and it's very fun. Over.
This is Sophie. Can you describe the moment or feelings you felt when you first saw space? Over.
Oh, it was just, it was very emotional, very, very beautiful, and not only is it the black space so profound, but also just how bright blue our planet is. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
What kind of physical training and conditioning is required for you to become an astronaut and be selected for a mission like this? How long did you train for, and are there certain tests you must complete? Over.
So the list of an astronaut is always either supporting or training for a mission or actually being on a mission. Now, specifically for this mission expedition 73, I started training about a year and a half. So that, of course, involved a lot of studying different systems, but as far as physical and mental training, a lot of cardio, a lot of weightlifting, and a lot of relationship building with my crewmates.
Max here on behalf of Stella. How does the microgravity within the ISS affect the susceptibility to disease and growth of plants? Over.
how they grow, you know, with being very built up or down, and so you see the watch plants grow towards their nearest plant source over.
Kasha here, what are the emergency procedures if something were to happen on board the ISS? Over.
So we are trained to respond to all sorts of emergencies. The big three are fire, ammonia, and trigger station. So we have memorized responses. All the crew members know what we're supposed to do. And in a pinch, we do have our spacecraft be able to depart from the space station if we need to do it.
This is Jay. What kind of research is being conducted on the space station and why is it important? Over.
Currently, we are already experiencing studying biology, climate science, material physics, and even questions all about gravity. And the space station is the only place to run these kinds of experiments without that variable of microgravity. And so understanding that is going to improve life back on Earth and also help us get further out into space.
This is Ruby. If you could design anything to add to the ISS, what would it be? Over.
Ruby, I love this question. I would either have an artificial gravity and space centrifuge installed, so I could have gravity, or I would love a greenhouse, so build, have the planet be over.
This is Zana. How does the human body respond to the various changes in space? And when astronauts return, what symptoms do they experience as their body acclimates back to gravity on Earth? Over.
So without gravity, our bodies get atrophy, our muscles and our bones, but we do have counteracts for that. We work out every single day. One thing that we also do adapt to is the vestibular system. Without gravity, our brain gets very confused on what's up or down, and so that turns off. But when we get back, it turns back on, and it can lead us to feel very, very sick for the first hour, or the first few days after it's over.
Less than 1 minute for loss of signal.
Maxian, what studies are being conducted on the ISS to measure radiation levels, and how does that impact human space exploration? Over.
Next, we've got radiation detectors all over the space station, and I'm even wearing one. And so we look at those levels and see how it affects our bodies and how it can affect these radiations. Over.
Thank you. Before we lose the signals tonight, I'd like to say thank you, and 73 is the amateur sign of good luck and good wishes to Jonny Kim and the ISS crew from all of us here in Brisbane, especially all our students from the Wavell State High School. We wish you safe travel on the ongoing voyage on the ISS crew. Good night, 73, signing off and clear from Brisbane. Good night, everybody. Over.
International Space Station is live. This was a great conversation. Thank you so much. I wish you all very best.
MA1NZ, this is Victor Kilo 4 India Sierra Sierra. We've now lost signal. We've now approached LOS. 73 Jonny, thank you very much for the contact. It's been a real pleasure talking with you. And all the best from Wavell State High School and the QTech conference. This is VK4 ISS out. 73.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just got a outline of history. I'm the radio station UK4 ISS, operated by Shane Lynn, contacted astronaut Jonny Kim, K05HFP, operating A1SS aboard the International Space Station, and spoken students from Wavell State High School attending the annual QTech Amateur Radio Technical Conference in Queensland, Australia. Now for the international volunteer of ARISS, including the amateur radio satellite corporations around the world, the American Radio Video League, the Canadian Space Agency, the European Space Agency, the Japanese Space Agency, Roscosmos, and NASA, is in Stephen Pattolo, VK4SJB, sending my greetings to you all in amateur radio terms 73, which means best wishes. Conference operator, can you please stop the recording?